Hi there, thanks for checking out our channel. This is just going to be a testing video on a Speedrite 12000i. We would have showed you the repair of this thing, but this one took a little bit to figure out, so I didn't bother putting a video together on how to do it. I started to, and I realized it's going to take me a little bit to figure out and get it going right. I just said I'm just gonna nix the video and we'll just make a after video after we fixed it. So anyways, this is Speedrite's middle of the road one. They got a few smaller and a few bigger, but this is in their middle of the road range. This is a 12 joule output joule unit, so probably in that 18 stored, I would guess, somewhere in that range. This is 110, 120 volt. Well, technically it is, or well, sort of is. It actually is a 12 volt unit on the inside. It's ran by one of these little power adapters, takes your AC and turns it into DC. This little adapter thing puts out like 15 volts into it. So this is actually a battery powered unit, but it runs off of an AC adapter. But we'll show you how it's working, and go through some of the little features that it does on it, and test it, and show it sparking and jumping and all that kind of fun stuff. So let's get into this deal. As we're doing this, if you'd like to subscribe to our channel and hit the thumbs up button and ask us questions if you have questions, we can help you troubleshoot. And these ones, a person could probably fix this themselves if they knew what they were doing and did it right. These aren't terrible ones to work on. They're just kind of finicky and they're kind of expensive. So you can try fixing it yourself. If you want to order parts for it, we'll be happy to help you out with the parts. But I would almost suggest to send it in to somebody to work on. You start getting these bigger units, they're just a little more finicky than the smaller ones are. They're not out of the ordinary to work on for somebody, but if you've never been into it, I would suggest not getting into it unless you really want to. But you're welcome to send it to us. We'll give you a free quote on a repair, and 18-month warranty if we fix it here. Or if you decide to order parts from us, you get 18-month warranty on the parts if you do it yourself. So a little benefit of going through us rather than a local store to fix them, because I think they only give you 90 days, 6 months, a year maybe at most on some stuff. But we'll give you a full year and a half on the repairs. All right, enough of that stuff. Let's get into this thing. I'm going to show you how it works. This has got a few different settings on here. It has a battery, there's a slide switch here. It has off, battery check, normal pulse, slower pulse, half power, full power. So go to the battery check. I guess if you had a 12 volt cable hooked up to it to run it on 12 volt, it would show you how much battery voltage you're dealing with. Its gauge would either go all the way up or it might go all the way down in the middle, somewhere depending on how much charge your battery is, because you can run it off a 12 volt. You just have to have the right plug for the back of it. And then you've got the rabbit, which is your normal pulse. Get it in the right spot. All right. So it's going to pulse like every second and a half, like normal. And this little light gauge up here, yep, it goes all the way to the very end. This is like your fence performance. So if it goes all the way to the far right, then usually it means you're hooked up to the fence and ground. They usually mean you should have full voltage at the terminals, or at the fence. Means you have hardly any stress on it. If this starts dropping, gets down into the middle here somewhere, this voltage on here will also drop. It might go 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, something like that. But the lower this number is, and the lower this falls down to, when it climbs up here, that means the worst of a short you have. So if it gets way down, it's lower green or in the red, while hooked up to the fence, and this is showing real low voltage here as well, that means you've got a pretty heavy short somewhere. And if you disconnect your fence and ground from it and turn it back on, and it goes all the way back to the far right on the green, then okay, this unit is fine. I got a problem, my fence, somewhere dragging it down. So we'll go to the turtle here. It's the same kind of power, just a slower pulse. So if you're trying to you want to conserve battery if you're running on a battery, 12-volt battery. You can do that. That'll reduce the amount of time it's pulsing. Still, full power shock. It's just at a slower pulse. And then you got half power here. And he also lowered down the voltage about 6.4 kV out of it, and it doesn't go all the way, doesn't go quite up to the far right there, so it's on half power. So you can also put it there if you do want it to run as hard and drain the battery. But if you have it plugged into the wall, I say just put it on the Rabbit or put it on full power and just let it run. These things don't draw that much power off your outlet, so you don't have to worry about heavy price tag on your bill every month. So I don't really know offhand what the difference between full power and the Rabbit. They're both putting out the same voltage and they both pulse the same. So I don't quite understand that, but talk to True Test and ask them. So we'll unplug this. Oh, this also has a earth reference knob on here. This keeps tabs on your voltage on your ground, which I believe is what that number is on the top right. That's showing 0 because this isn't hooked up. This keeps tabs on your ground voltage in case the voltage on your ground gets too high on your ground. Then that perfect world, 0 volts on the ground's perfect. But if you've got over 0.2 or 0.3 or maybe 0.5 is kind of pushing it. If you get over that amount on the ground, then you need to add more ground rods to your ground system to bring that voltage down lower. Then that way you get more voltage on your fence and everything. So that's what that black knob's there for, to keep tabs on your ground voltage. A lot of people don't use it, but it's there in case you really want to know what's going on. So we're going to fire this up. We're going to do a little spark jump here between the ground and the full power. You can kind of watch as we're shocking this thing, or watch this gauge up here and watch the numbers how they fall. So this is simulating, a shorten the fence tip basically. Oops. So we're at 6.6, and the voltage was, the lights were falling down. Now I'm gonna dead short it and watch what it does. See, one light at 1 kV, and also was showing a flashing on there, so it's telling you, hey, you got real problems. So, and it reacts on the fly. It doesn't take it a moment to really change. When it builds back up, it has to build the charge back up again. But it's pretty quick when it reacts to a problem. So as soon as you fix your problem, the voltage goes right back up in a hurry. So, but that's quick little overview of this unit. If you got one of these, you need help getting it worked on, or want to order parts, or want to troubleshoot, or whatever, just give us a holler. We'll be happy to help you out. We work on all this stuff, Gallagher, Speedrite, Parmac, Power Wizard, Dare, Zariba, all those guys. Old ones from the late, back in the 60s and 70s, we work on all that stuff too. So, but hopefully this helps you out. I hope you liked the video. I'm going to go grab another unit to work on. So until we do another how-to video or show you one working that we've repaired, we will see you later.